Hi, fellow Malloy students and Professor Vitale. My name is Graciela Cruz, and I'm a junior here at Malloy College. So I decided to make my project on Universal Music Group and how they utilize technology to market to different subcultures. So first, I'd like to explain as to why I decided to use Universal Music Group as my topic of discussion. Over the summer, I'm saying a lot. Hi, fellow Malloy students and Professor Vitale. My name is Graciela Cruz. I'm a junior here at Malloy College, and I'm here to talk to you guys about Universal Music Group and how they utilize technology to market to different subcultures. So first, I'd like to explain myself and why I decided to use Universal Music Group. So over the summer, I actually had an internship with a company called The Syndicate, and at this company, I was allowed to do digital marketing for Capitol and Republic Records, which are two very big labels in the US. Capitol and Republic Records are actually underneath Universal Music Group. So while I was at that company interning there, I was able to make connections with the higher ups, and they actually have connections all throughout Universal. So hopefully in the next year or so, I'll be able to intern at that company and continue to do digital marketing and advertising for Universal itself. So first, I'd like to explain who are they, right? Universal is a company based out of the United States, and it's headquartered in California. It is among the top 3 music companies on the planet right now, next to Sony Music Group and Warner Music Company. It is a world's leading music company with 32.41% of the market share. So, being a global company, they have to understand that the culture and everything around them is constantly changing. So, their key concern is the considerable frequency of change in the taste and preference of fans. So what that basically means is that what people may like today, they may not like tomorrow. So being a global brand, they have to continue to make these changes following what the consumer is currently thinking. So what me and you like today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now, they have to make changes so that their company can continue being profitable. So a great example that I actually looked into was rap music. Right? So large corporations must factor in issues like the increased interest in rap music over the past 10 years. Stores are beginning to see a shift in what customers are beginning to buy. So previous years, people would basically just purchase pop and rock albums. That's where they would receive their most revenues, through pop and rock. However, the past 10 years, we've seen an increasing amount of sales through rap and R&B music. So that helps artists like Migos and Post Malone. Universal can continue to capitalize on this growing market with these types of artists. Migos and Post Malone also were considered one of the most influential artists and people. They're considered one of the most influential artists and people according to Rolling Stone, which is a very big magazine company that has been releasing magazines for many, many years. And a rap artist and a rap group were able to fall into the most influential people of 2019, which I found very interesting. Also, what I like about Universal is that they focus on the power of the artist. They understand that they have a plethora of different artists, and with those artists from different backgrounds, cultures, ethnicities, religions, they can really tap into those markets. So they can go into those subcultures and really attack those markets with artists that can align with those people's beliefs. So when you look at artists like J Balvin, he's actually a Latino artist, and he's also considered one of the most influential people according to Rolling Stone in 2019 for Latin America. He's seen increasing sales continuously over the past 5 years since he released his first album, which I found extremely interesting. Also, when you look at an old school artist like Stevie Wonder hasn't made music in a while, but when he was starting off, he was an African American artist, and there weren't many African American artists at that time, and Universal really used that to their advantage to market and tap into those cultures. U2 also is a band that is from Ireland, and they were also able to attack that area as well with such a successful band. So Universal also has to focus on digital marketing. So over the past 20 years, we've seen a extreme change in technology as a whole, So what Universal has to do is continue to change everything that they're doing as technology continues to change as well. So one of the ways that they do this is through music streaming. So one study that I found recently was that on average people spend around 18 hours a day, 18 hours a week listening to music, and it's up from 17.8 last year. So it is clear that streaming is driving this. 89% of the respondents now use some kind of streaming service. So companies like Spotify Music and Apple Music are two of the biggest companies in music streaming currently. And how Universal utilizes these two companies is that they can use their artists and release their music whenever that album first drops. So you can see a new album from, for example, Kendrick Lamar at 12 o'clock from Apple Music and from Spotify, which allows them to capitalize using that streaming service. So they can have people listening to their artist's music 24/7. Also, the music industry conforms to the prevailing technology. So, for example, when YouTube was released, that was one of the biggest changes of the 21st century. So, actually, Universal Music Group is part of a joint venture, and they created Vevo. Vevo is one of the most, it's a music streaming YouTube channel. So it is a YouTube channel that actually releases all of the artists' music videos when they are first released. So if you want to see a Weeknd music video, you just go on YouTube and you look up the Weeknd music video and it would pop up on Vevo. Universal has seen an increasing amount of money straight from YouTube itself just because of people streaming their music videos constantly. I spoke about Spotify previously, but I'm going to speak about them again because Spotify is one of the biggest companies in the streaming industry, and Universal, again, is allowed to use this company to their advantage and continue to utilize their services. So if you want to tap into these different markets, you can, because Spotify also sends certain users different playlists and things like that every single month, refreshing their music. And what they can do with that is use, let's say I'm listening to Latin music every single day. Spotify will create a playlist for new artists that I might be interested in, and a lot of those new artists are from Universal Music Group, which continues to grow their brand and continues to drive revenue through their company. I also decided to make a slide just on some of the artists that they have at Universal. If I wanted to add a slide of all of their artists, I would probably need another 300 slides. But this just shows you how diverse their artists actually are. So you have Lorde, Nicki Minaj, Lana Del Rey, Kendrick Lamar, the Rolling Stones, and Big Sean, are just to name a few big names. But you can see that all of these people come from different backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, where it's just so different, their genre that they sing as well. So it really allows them to capitalize using an artist like Nicki Minaj, a person that's actually from New York, from Queens. You can tap into different markets just on where she's from, just the way that she looks like, everything about her. I think that's one of the things that Universal uses to their advantage, is that they use their artists to continue to push their brand, because they understand that they have a plethora of different artists, but with these different artists, they can continue to grow and go into markets that previously weren't tapped into. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great night, and thank you.